So far, this channel's made enough money to pay off my phone bill, and I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but I'm the type of broke where like $50 is a large portion of my net worth. That's just the grind. That's just part of it, you know? Just like the movies where we just sit there all day and it's fun and we're just hustling, we're getting things done. Hello and what's up and why am I yelling like it's that dramatic? Welcome to Dummy Codes, where we talk about coding, see me try to code, and sometimes just hear me complain about being unemployed. Please hire me. So because I'm currently unemployed and still trying to get my first software engineering job, I was kind of thinking about, I'm really becoming a tech YouTuber who's never had a tech job. But that's okay, because I only talk about what I know. I'm never going to talk about working at Google because I've never worked at Google. I try to motivate other people. I try to give advice based off my, path to software engineering. But with that being said, today I want to talk about some traits, and especially some traits that all developers I feel should ignore or avoid at all costs. So here's the thing. I can make a giant list of traits to avoid while you're trying to become a software developer or while you are a software developer. But then I was thinking, these things could really just be minimized. I could just crunch them into two very important things that I feel like have helped me on my journey, might help you guys on your journey. You guys already know right now I currently work part-time as a tutor at a software developer bootcamp. And what that entails is just kind of mentoring, helping people debug their code, and it helps me become a better programmer while I'm unemployed. Please employ me. But here are the two things that I've been told to watch out for, and I've told other people to watch out for. Number one, your ego. I've said this before in a different list, but I'm gonna go into it a little bit differently. Now, your ego can either affect you or affect everyone else, right? So in terms of affecting your personal life and your personal journey, so say you are a new developer, I've found, and I was in this position, where people are scared to ask questions. People are scared to just look stupid. Why? You have to think about that for a second. Assuming you found yourself in a position where you have a lot of people who are smarter than you, and I love when people are smarter than me because that's just information coming my way, right? So assuming you're in a situation where you have a lot of people who are smarter than you, could either crumble down and be like, you know what, I feel stupid, I look stupid, I'm just gonna stay to myself. Or you could use them as resources if they're willing to help, as just people to ask questions, unlimited knowledge, little nuances that you could be figuring out by just a simple question. I genuinely believe when you stop asking questions because you're scared of how everyone is going to look at you, you're scared because, nobody wants to look stupid. I get that, but at the same time, you gain so much. If you want to look stupid, look stupid. There's no such thing as a stupid question, because guaranteed, these little things that you may learn from whatever answer you get will last you a lifetime. There are so many little nuances I've gotten from tutorials or from asking questions of why something works a certain way, just because I was like, why? And at first, when I was in my boot camp, I was like, I don't want to look stupid. Everyone in my little group, we had a group of 6, everyone had, extensive programming experience in terms of they just messed around with programming way more than I ever did. I messed around with it for like a month at a time, but they like actually stuck with it and they, joined a boot camp. So they already knew a little bit, they were a little bit more advanced. It took me a while to finally realize how great that is for me, because that's what helped me get through the boot camp when I was struggling. And another reason why ego is bad is just it would literally slow down your whole process for learning. Say you're going the self-taught route, right? Imagine being self-taught. You're getting it, and you get stuck somewhere, but you're too scared to just ask someone a question. Say, instead of, taking an hour and asking someone a question and just, having a conversation, now you got to sit there for like a week or two. Now you've extended your whole learning curve because you didn't want to just put yourself out there and ask a question. So don't let your ego or don't let your fear of, looking stupid to the outside world stop you from, making improvements in your life. It took me a while to get that, but I got that down. Another reason why having a bad ego is a terrible trait to have while being a software developer is simply the fact that you will do damage to whatever type of, project you and your team are working on. Some people aren't fans of working with other people. When it comes to the bad ego, it's typically because you think what you're doing or what you're saying is the ultimate right way. Sometimes the way you're doing things things might be the best way, but it's just about how you communicate certain things to other people. And I'm talking about this because I've had a lot of group projects in my boot camp. They throw us with a random group of students and we had to learn how to communicate. We had to get to know each other. We had to flow in a certain way where we hit our deadline perfectly. And it's such a great experience because you get to see different people's views. You get to learn so much. And I can't imagine going into a workplace and having a bad ego thinking I'm the best. I don't want to work with anyone. You ruin the communication. You ruin the vibes, man. You ruin the whole vibes of the whole project. I can't believe I said vibes. I hate that word. Honestly, there's no reason to be like that. I know a lot of people love feeling that they're smarter than other people, but you're not the smartest person on the planet. It's just a fact. You're not. What do you gain from feeling like you're smarter than everyone? Yes, you might be smarter than everyone, but what do you gain out of just constantly letting people know that you're smarter than them? That type of arrogance and that type of just trash mentality can really mess up people's work environment. I'm gonna stop. So the next trait to avoid for me is just, not having any type of balance in life, especially when you're learning how to be a programmer. I've been these types of students. There are people who are just zoned in all the time, and there are people who could walk away from it for a bit because they don't really care about it. They're not obsessed with it. There are people with that obsessive type mentality when they're learning something new, they just cannot stop. They can't pull themselves away from it. That's how it was when I was learning how to edit as a kid. I could literally sit on this computer for 5, 8, 10 hours. It doesn't take me that long because I got better and faster. But point is, I could sit here and a whole day will go by, but I won't stop until this video project is done. And that's how mentality also transferred into when I was trying to learn how to be a programmer. That's where I messed up because I gave myself a giant anxiety attack. On my GitHub, I've said this before, but on my GitHub, there's my first blank, no commits or anything for a couple weeks is because I was dealing with really, really, really bad anxiety. It's because I didn't have any type of balance. All I did every day was wake up, start coding from 8 o'clock to 7 p.m. And assuming I don't have any errors, I'd be off that thing at 8:30 p.m. sometimes. So 12 hours a day. Boot camp is 8 hours, right? The boot camp is only 8 hours, but I was on that thing for 12. So just imagine how unhealthy that is. So that built up and that built up and that built up. And as the boot camp was getting harder and harder to go through, I realized something. I would go through lectures and I would not retain anything. Literally nothing we learned would stay with me, and I'd had to rewatch the lecture, and then I'd had to talk to my mentor and get help from them about, what we just learned from that day. And while they're spending extra time in their day when their shift is already over trying to help me, it was still difficult. Until this day, it's all because I didn't have any type of balance. What I was doing was just not stepping away. Sometimes all you need to truly understand something when you get stuck is just to step away from the problem. That's it. Go hang out with friends for a couple hours. Go on a run, go walk or whatever. Do something besides programming. I've seen a lot of professionals with lots and lots of experience online. Some of them are very honest in saying programming is great, but it's not my entire life. I love what I do, but it's not my every second type of life. I know a lot of programmers are hopping on YouTube, and I love that programming is becoming, a more widespread thing and more people are learning about it. But the thing with these YouTube videos is the fact that a lot of people just think that's just the grind. That's just part of it, just like the movies where we just sit there all day and it's fun and we're just hustling, we're getting things done. But all I hear from real programmers and people with years and years of experience is that typically their job is 10% programming and other stuff is meetings and all that other stuff or research. You're not going to be as programming as much as you think. But I get while you're learning, you got to put them hours in, but at the same time, have some balance. There is such a thing as, being busy, but while you're busy, while in that 2 hours of busyness, right? Take me, right? Full of anxiety. I haven't been taking any information in that efficiently, right? And take someone else who's been getting their sleep, has a balance in life. Guess who's going to accomplish the most amount of work in those 2 hours of busy work, right? For me, it's probably going to be just staring at the screen, trying to figure out a problem. For them, their recall is better. better, they feel more comfortable, they don't feel as stressed. That's where you want to be, because when you have some type of good balance, I guarantee you that you can make the most of your time. Therefore, you don't have to sit there for 12 hours. You could sit there for 8 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours. The more experience you have, the better you are with your time management, especially while trying to accomplish tasks. Long video, I know, but I guarantee you that these things are very important. These things are what have worked for me in terms of like, I had to learn from my mistakes. I hope you guys learn from my mistakes. That's typically the whole theme of this, learn from this guy and his mistake. I don't have any success stories that much yet, but you know, baby steps, remember that. Don't be too hard on yourself. Babies, even, what do they say? Even baby steps are steps forward, right? As long as you're making progress. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna make another video right after this because I had a good idea and a story to tell. So if I'm wearing the same shirt, that's why. Like and subscribe, and I appreciate y'all. And also welcome to the new subscribers.